to the box score for the final time this season. Here Collins along with Jeff Barnes. And Jeff, this has been a fast-moving train for sure.
Quoting a Restless Heart song. Yeah. And it has. It just seemed like, November was just a short time ago. And, and here we are in March and fixing to wind up basketball. And we get to talk some spring sports this season. That starts next week.
That's true. Girls State Tournament and sectionals have been going on. And, of course, we had the honor and privilege of seeing Smith County for the only third time in school history since 1978. They went down to Unionville, Tennessee, played Community High School, got an Addison Hawkins 3 to put the game in overtime. But then in overtime, the Lady Owls had a couple players to foul out. Community gets to the state tournament for the third time in their history, 62-55 over the Lady Owls. But what a run by Matt Farrell in his first year and Smith County this year.
Oh my goodness! And Community come out on a hot start. They hit like 5 threes in the first quarter, took an 11-point lead, but give Smith County Lady Owls battle back, tied it up at halftime, back and forth. You mentioned Hawkins 3. And Community was able to hit some free throws into overtime. But, Lady Owls had nothing to hang their head about. Man, they put up a great effort. And Enoch, what a game that she had as well.
She's just a junior for the Lady Owls. Of course, Addie Hawkins, Errol Houghton, the only 2 seniors. Very promising freshman class coming in for Smith County. So I know Coach Farrell is very excited about Lady Owl basketball in the future. We also had an opportunity to cover the Pearl Cone and Watertown game. That was a 5-point game at halftime. Watertown trailing, but Pearl Cone turns it on the second half. Doyle Cockrell wins in Nashville. He had 18. Javion Kennard had 11. J.J. Goodall leads Watertown with 11 points. Really, Trent Spradlin never could get untracked. But they're a very, very athletic team, Jeff.
Yeah, they are, and we'll see how they fare. But Watertown, give them a lot of credit. They had a tough season, but they got one step away from going to the state. Just a tough team.
Right. Didn't win a district game all year.
Yeah,
Kevin Honey got the Purple Tigers rolling in the postseason. Let's go ahead and look at the girls' class single A state tournament. Of course, that's going on at MTSU this week. We know that Pickett County did lose to Hampton there earlier. But, you sitting there in Wayne County, they're undefeated. They've had some close games. But, you take the girls from Waynesboro who have tasted a lot of success and won state championships before. They're probably the odds-on favorite. But Van Buren County, who knocked off Clark Range there in the sub-state action in Spencer, state tournament, we kind of talk about it all the time. You start 0-0 the postseason, but especially in the state tournament. Not a guarantee if you have a gaudy record that you're going to advance.
Exactly, and you could be like a 34-0, like a Wayne County. They're going to be tough, but that's a pretty tough matchup right there with Dresden and Wayne County right off the bat. And we're going to see this as we go on. Should Van Buren make it past North Green, I get a feeling it's going to probably be McKenzie. McKenzie always tough this time of year.
Let's go ahead and look at the Class AA Girls State bracket. Of course, it seems to be kind of loaded, with Westview and York, the top 2 teams throughout the state the entire year, meeting in the first round. I hate that happens, but it does. They say, they've got it bracketed out. You got Community playing Scotts Hill. You got Gatlinburg Pittman playing against McMinn Central, and then Riverside against Gibson County. I still say the Westview York winner, in all likelihood, your state champion.
I think so too, and I hate. I'm kind of like you. I hate that these two are meeting in the first round. This should be a state game. This should be played on a Saturday and not a Thursday. But I agree with you. The winner of that game is probably going to be the odds-on favorite to win it.
Let's look at the AAA Girls State Tournament. Of course, Livingston Academy against South Gibson in that semifinal, and then Elizabethton playing against Jackson Southside. Jackson Southside 32-0 beat Upperman 44-31. They have tremendous quickness. I got an opportunity to see a little game footage on them because they played Central Magnet out of Murfreesboro in their sub-state game, and they've just got a lot of talent. Let's go ahead and look at the Class A boys state tournament. You've got Fayetteville and Chattanooga Prep. Chattanooga Prep, of course, the one that put Pickett County out. Hampton playing Humboldt. Humboldt a few years ago won the state championship. You've got Middleton sitting there at 29-1 against East Robertson, the defending state champion, and then University School of Jackson playing McKenzie. So besides Fayetteville, the only mid-state team still alive in Class A. Looking at the AA state tournament, you got Alcoa against Pearl Cone. Of course, Pearl Cone's the one that defeated Watertown to end their season. Pearl Cone's the one that knocked off an undefeated East Nashville team. In the region semis, you got Brainerd against Fairview. You've got Douglas against York. Of course, York a winner over Cascade in that after they won their region in the sub-state game. And then, you got a couple teams, Giles County, they've been known, and then a new team, Power Center, that I think only 1 or 2 years that they've been an actual school.
I think that's right. This is their second year of existence. But that top bracket looks pretty heavy.
Yeah, it does. Let's look at the AAA boys state tournament. We've got Fulton against Volunteer, North MLK against White County. Of course, a team that White County's sitting there with 11 losses, but golly, they have played a very, very tough schedule.
Playing good ball, and as a matter of fact, in the last couple of months, since the mid-January up until now, only one loss, and that was the district championship against Upper.
Chester County at home beat Murfreesboro Central Magnet on Monday night, and you got Haywood against Unicoi County. And we'll have an interview with Watertown baseball coach Mark Purvis when we return to the box score, sponsored to you by Carthage Safeway.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, H&R Block is ready to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services. You focus on your business, we'll handle the books. Call today to make an appointment with our Carthage, Smithville, or Woodbury office. H&R Block Business Services, helping your business prosper with a unique combination of services, expertise, and convenient locations.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old borrowed trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for master, certified, and experienced heavy-duty maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, entry-level and experienced miners and exploration infill drillers, grade operator, electricians, laboratory and metallurgical technician, senior metallurgist, and more. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and lots more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Preston Brothers Construction knows what it takes to get your next building project completed the right way and the way that you want it done. As a licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor serving Woodbury and surrounding counties, you can trust Preston Brothers to put their many years of experience to work for you. For help with the design, construction, or management of your next residential or commercial building project, there's only one team to call: Preston Brothers Construction, 615-563-2885.
Life moves fast, and that means all of your technology should too. DTC is proud to be your local technology partner, helping you connect what matters most, no matter where you are or what you do.
Realize your inner superhero with faster internet from DTC. Get a $50 bill credit when you sign up or upgrade your internet. We're talking unlimited plans with speeds up to 1 gig.
DTC Communications, connecting what matters most.
And we're with talking about our spring sports now. We're with Coach Purvis from Watertown. And Coach, when you think about Watertown baseball, you did something that I don't know that a team sport had ever done in the history of Watertown High School, and that was win a state championship last year. This year, you're going to have that X on your back because of, kind of a Cinderella story. Yes, you had a good season, but I don't know that anybody thought you were good enough to go all the way.
No, we knew coming into the year with the guys we had returning from the year before, we had a chance to be pretty good. But we had some injuries and had some things happen to us. We didn't play well and struggled through a lot of the first half of the year and just kind of got going at the latter part of the year and got hot at the right time, which is what you always try to do. But it never works out that way, don't seem like. But it did for us and made an unbelievable run at the end of the year.
Coach, you won your last 12 games of the season, and you hear coaches say this all the time. You want to be playing your best baseball or, the best you have all season, to coin a term from basketball and football when the playoffs get here. And it seems like your team did that, won their last few regular season games, got on a roll in the district and the region and then the sub-state or the sectional and then the state tournament. And then you wind up beating what was the number one team in the state on your way to a state championship.
Yeah, you talk about always wanting to peak at the right time. My whole career, we've always tried to, teach peak in May, sometimes it works out great, and other times, teams lose confidence if they don't play well early. So it's kind of a fine line there, but we did get it going. We just had kids that were determined not to stay on that bad streak, and they wanted to win, and they just kept getting better, and got hot and got confident, and then we were also, we had a good, really good team also. But we when we faced pitching forward, we knew it was going to be, really tough. We knew how talented they were, and I just felt like we kind of gritted it out and got really tough there at the right time against them.
Coach, when you look at, I saw you early in the year when your district started over at Carthage. You lost that ball game 5-0. You really struggled at the plate that day. But it seems like the story of your turnaround, not that you didn't have good pitching all year, was the fact that you got very timely hitting, especially in the state tournament, the games that I got to see you play. I didn't get to see all your postseason games, but seeing some of those, Coach, it seems like, and it didn't matter that it was the 7, 8, 9 hitters, those players performed, I thought, extremely well for you and may have been the key to your postseason run.
It was. We had, all up and down the lineup, we just had tough kids, and they just wanted to get it done, and they got big hits in the clutch, and, it seemed like it was somebody different every game, which is what you want. But at the bottom of our lineup, we had several seniors that were really good, good players, and got big hits for us, like you said, and timely hits.
Coach, it was a very balanced district between, of course, there's 4 teams there, but, really going into the district tournament, I don't think there was really a standout team. When you look at Smith County and Cannon and Westmoreland, and those type teams that, when you look at your district, sometimes you think, well, going into the tournament, this is the team to beat. But it seems like your team kind of emerged from that. Of course, I thought your defense was very solid, your pitching was very solid, and really, when you started your run, I know you made maybe more errors than you thought or wanted, but that seemed to be very few walks and very, very few errors. And when you do that on a baseball or softball field, I've noticed for years in umpiring, especially softball, that is a big key.
Yeah, you hear, basketball, football, whatever, defense travels, and I've always preached that, on the mound and defensively, you've got to be solid. And, pitching's got to attack the zone. You can't give up free passes, and defensively you got to be solid. I'm not worried about the ESPN plays. I'm worried about the plays you're supposed to make. And if you can do those things, you got a chance. And offensively, you can come on at the right time. That just makes you that much better.
Coach, during the year, I guess there was a streak there where you played some awful tough teams, Upperman being one of those. I think you lost about 4 out of 5 ball games, but it seems like you ride the ship. You played those teams close in your losses, but it seems like that, and I guess you used a great word there, your team just grinded out, whether it be at the plate, by fouling off pitches and then getting the ball to hit, drawing a walk, reaching on an arrow, on a hard hit ball. It just seemed like you did a lot of different things to manufacture some offense.
Yeah, that streak, looking back on it, the losing streak there we had where we lost a few games there in a row and 4 out of 5, whatever it was. We did play really good teams, but we weren't playing well either. And I think I remember over at Upperman we got beat, and I looked at the kids in the eyes and I said, "Are you tired of losing?" And I just got a look back from them that they were, and I could tell that they were ready to do something different, to make an adjustment, to do whatever it took to win ball games. And I think we needed that because I think at the time we were trying to be somebody we were not. We knew we had to put pressure on the other team offensively by doing the small things, by getting more consistent barrels, not by worry about driving the ball as much, just not striking out as much and putting pressure on the defense because we were athletic, we could run. And so when they figured out that's what we had to do, and they were tired of losing, I think that turned us around.
Coach, 2022, everybody was looking at y'all, and you win the tournament. You're going to get some looks in 2023, but how do you see the district in 2023 coming up?
Well, it's going to be tough again. Smith County's got a talented bunch. I would say on paper they've got more talent than anybody. We've got a good ball club, but we're going to be different. We lost a lot of people, but we got some good young ones coming up. We're junior and sophomore heavy, but it's going to be a battle. And it's going to be tough. So. Team that gets out of our district will have a chance to make another run, I believe.
Coach, when you look at your team, I think there were like 8, 9 seniors on that team. Of course, all of them didn't start for you, but the ace, your staff, was in that senior group. I've heard other coaches say that success breeds success, and it seems like when you get on the run that you did in the postseason and going to Spring Fling and Rutherford County and maybe not expected to do as much, but then taste that breeds success for this year's team because they know what it takes in order to get the job done and to reach the pinnacle of Class AA baseball.
Yeah, that's you hope that the younger kids that are part of it, even though they're not starting or having a huge role. Just that experience is invaluable. Knowing what to expect, knowing what it's like to go to a sectional, what it takes to make it happen when it matters. You hope that, like you said, that carries over and you reload instead of rebuild. And we've got talented kids coming up, but they're improving. So. Hopefully that experience and what it takes to get there will show them how to work and have a better work ethic as far as those expectations.
Coach, the 2023 regular season gets underway next week. Next week's weather, we're going to have temperatures probably in the 40s. Won't see any warm weather until about probably late April. Do you have kids on your team that doesn't mind the cold weather and maybe thrives?
Well, I don't know if I really don't know until it happens, but you hope your kids are tough enough to handle those things, and we practice in it a lot, so we hope those things get you acclimated to it. But I know as coaches we don't like it. It's cold sitting over there.
Coach, when you look at, kind of being the marked man this year as far as, and I know Smith County's talented. I'm around that program. In fact, I've got a first cousin that's got a son that plays on that team. But it's going to be hard for Watertown to sneak up on somebody because you are the defending state champion. And sometimes when you're being hunted versus being the hunter, then, it makes it a little bit different. I don't know that baseball's a lot like that, but I think the big thing in baseball is just do the fundamentals there. Regardless of what sport you're in, if you do that, you got a great opportunity to win ball games.
Yeah, I told the kids we did have a bullseye on us. I thought last year we did too because, going to state the year before and having most people back. So I think we experienced that some. We handled it. We didn't handle it early, but we did in the latter part of the year. But, it's going to be a bigger bullseye, and I actually want that. That's what you want for your program. That means you're doing something pretty well. But, like you said, though, I've always preached, worry about us. I don't worry about the other team. I'm not big into scouting as much as maybe I should. I worry about us. If we're at our best, then we're going to be fine if we have enough talent.
Coach, I know that when you look at the facilities at Watertown, they're second to none. I don't care if it's baseball, football, basketball, whatever. I know it takes a lot of hard work. Mr. Brown at the top, Eric Trusty, your AD, you've got their support. Just how important is that in building a program?
It's huge. My wife had me out there yesterday. Whole family's out here. We're painting dugouts, and we're out here doing it again today. Mr. Brown came by, looked at the field, and it's very important to me. I feel like the better facilities you have, the more the kids take pride in that, and they take pride in in their facilities, and they do a good job of helping with the field. And I feel like that helps us playing at home. We have a little more pride and don't want to lose at home because of that. But I enjoy working in the facilities, but I enjoy looking at having great facilities. But I think it's huge, and I learned that from Coach Hunt. Cumberland. It just goes hand in hand with your program.
Well, Coach Mark Purvis, I'll talk to Darren Brown about getting you a big heater for your dugout. That way you won't be so cold sitting over there. And hopefully we'll get that accomplished. Best of luck to you and the Purple Tigers and trying to defend that Class AA state champion.
Hey, thank you all very much. I appreciate you having me.
We'll take a break and we'll have more. We'll have more interviews and when we return. As we remind you, you're watching The Box Score, sponsored by Carthage Safeway.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old borrowed trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for master, certified, and experienced heavy-duty maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, entry-level and experienced miners and exploration infill drillers, grade operator, electricians, laboratory and metallurgical technician, senior metallurgist, and more. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and lots more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Preston Brothers Construction knows what it takes to get your next building project completed the right way and the way that you want it done. As a licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor serving Woodbury and surrounding counties, you can trust Preston Brothers to put their many years of experience to work for you. For help with the design, construction, or management of your next residential or commercial building project, there's only one team to call: Preston Brothers Construction, 615-563-2885.
And welcome back to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Jeff Barnes. Justin Mullen is always doing a great job for us. And we've got the long-time Gordonsville Tigerettes head softball coach Jonathan Bush with us. And Coach Bush, to say that the expectations are high around the softball program may be an understatement. You went to the Spring Fling and made a great run in Class A last year, getting in the top 4. And you return a lot of those players because they were 8th grade players and freshmen from a year ago. So I know that you're excited. Kaylee Plumley returning, an all-state performer from a year ago. I'm not trying to put pressure on you, Coach, but I know that a lot of people are excited about Big Blue softball.
Well, they are, and we are too, Terry. What we've been able to establish here through some great players coming through our program is a tradition here, and these girls this year really have a high goal of themselves to make it back in Spring Fling. Kind of funny by talking about young. You're young one year and you think, well, you'll be older next year. Well, I kind of look out last night at DeKalb County in the scrimmage, and I again see another 8th grader and a couple more freshmen in these spots again. So we're still young in some spots. We are lucky to have Kaylee back in the circle, which makes it a whole lot easier. But yes, the expectations are high, and we hope to fulfill those goals.
Coach, talking about Plumley coming back and what a year that she had as a freshman, batting .426. How great is it when a special player like her comes along?
Well, again, as me and Terry know, knowing the Jennings family well, Corey coming in several years ago, you kind of wonder if those type of players are going to come back around your program again. And then all of a sudden we have Kaylee and doing what she can do. And it's those players are special to your program in any sport. Kaylee does a lot for us. And when you're able to strike out, 15, 16 batters in many games, sometimes more, and you only have to make a handful of outs, it's a whole lot easier on your defense. And, she's one of our leading batters in the state. So just a tremendous player for us, and really just makes our team feel, which, when she's in the circle, our team feels very confident that we have a chance to win that day.
Coach, if you go back a few years and talk about the Gatorade Player of the Year in all classifications in the state, and that's Corey Jennings, who went on to play at UT Chattanooga and then on to MTSU. But talking about, you went to the state tournament, and then her senior year, 4 straight shutouts, which is a record in the Class A state tournament. Very, very special player. And then less than 10 years later, you're turning around and getting a Kaylee Plumley. Have you thought about buying a lottery ticket, Coach?
Well, I do. I may call your brother. I just read that. I kind of have that thing up in my room at school. And, Corey, we went down, and I think the headlines you guys, or the first sentence you guys wrote in the Courier that day was, the pitching behind Corey Jennings and a solid defense behind her. The Tigerettes go 21-0 in the state tournament on, not giving up a run. And then Kaylee rolls around here. And, again, in 2022, we go to the state, similar to 13. We fall short in 13. We don't quite make it, quite to the runner-ups in 22. But we felt like we had a chance. We felt like we was one of the top teams there last year. And now we're to this year. And, again, those girls got a taste of it. There was some tears left in the left field in that last game, and They have an expectation to get back down there this year, but softball is a funny thing. Softball and baseball, you can take one or two things happen, and good or bad, and that can sometimes really make or break a season for you.
Coach, when you look at your facilities, you've really done a lot of upgrades through the years since you got there and turned it into a very special place there at Purvis Park. New dugouts, which doesn't just happen. People like Kenny England and a lot of people have volunteered a lot of time and effort and money for your program to be top notch. And I know that's it doesn't happen by chance. It takes a community supporting you, and you've definitely got that.
Yeah, we do. We have great community support. When you first thing you plan at the city park, you want the girls sometimes maybe feel like this place ain't theirs. So we've tried to take it on ourselves to do some things in the park here in the past year to fully upgrade our whole home dugout, and through Coma Supply and Kenny England and Danny James and Chris Ray and Thad Underwood and his crew and many other people. We're going to thank those people throughout the year at some games. We've been able to build a brand new home dugout, storage, and a brand new roof on the visiting dugout, put up some new signs, and, just make the place feel like it's home to these girls, because that means a lot when you're able to come to your ballpark and, you feel good about being here.
Coach, when you look and I guess, scrimmaging against DeKalb yesterday, always a quality team, a team that is good enough to get to the state tournament. Of course, Danny Fish, a longtime coach up there, they're always in the mix in their district, and made some deep runs. I don't know that they've ever won a state championship, but they've made some deep runs in the state tournament. Playing good people like that, it doesn't do you any good to play somebody that, you're going to handily defeat. You want to see your team battle tested.
Yeah, so far, kind of going from the start of our scrimmages, we opened up with Macon County, a very solid team each and every year. We go to a Lebanon play day where we start out with Springfield, which was a 3A program in the state tournament last year, and then we go with Lebanon, and then to East Robinson, who is a very good single A team who Coach Evans has been to the state tournament several times with his program. And then we go to DeKalb County, probably one of the elite 2A programs around. A very good atmosphere last night. I told the girls everything was done just like games yesterday. National anthem, players, names given out. A very good crowd, a large crowd. But yes, you're right. When you play in front of that type of atmosphere, in front of that type of team, we had a very good scrimmage yesterday. We got beat 2-1 in 7 innings. But again, we left there knowing what we needed to do. That's the main thing about these preseason games is, like you said, going somewhere where you're going to get battle tested throughout the year. Because I've told the girls, every game we play, people are going to try to knock you off the top. And you're going to get everybody's best game every time you play them.
Coach, next week the regular season starts and you have a tournament next weekend. Talk about the teams that you got coming in for that.
Yeah, we start the season out, go to Trousdale, then we have a Riverdale, an elite program coming in Tuesday, and then we we have a district game Thursday, and then yes, our tournament is Friday and Saturday. We have some of those teams I've already talked about: DeKalb County, Macon County, Trousdale, Watertown, Monterey, us in Jackson County, and in Smith County. So it's going to be a large crowd because you've got surrounding schools that all come out and support their program. So I suggest you're not doing anything Friday and Saturday. Come out and watch some good softball. We got 2 fields going. Be some good competition, and it's always been a good tournament. And I suggest you come out and watch some softball next Saturday and Friday, I guess.
Coach, when you look at your program through the years, it's amazing to me the consistency that you've had. I know there were several years in a row you lost in sub-state, Kindly was a roadblock when you got to the sub-state. You'd always have to go to the Chattanooga area, play some outstanding teams that were very, very successful. But now it seems like, when you play, a Marion County, a Whitwell, any team from that area that you can be very competitive with and beat and get back to the Spring Fling in Murfreesboro there at the Sportsplex. And, your team, when you play those really good teams, I think it makes you better. We talked about that in the preseason. But you also try to schedule those during the year. I know Huntland, a team that went deep in the Class A state tournament a year ago, was ranked second for a lot of the year. You beat them, if I remember right, early in the season last year, 1-0.
We did, and we actually are playing Huntland again this year. Me and the coach there, we've kind of said each and every year we kind of want to play each other. It's a long drive, so it kind of gets us set ready for maybe those long trips in postseason. Then they got the Florida State signee there, very elite pitcher. And then after that, we try to play the Riverdales. Again, the Macon counties, Livingston. We try to, we play some elite programs down in Gulf Shores. We try to play the strongest teams we possibly can. And again, that gets you ready for the sub-state, which is, again, the Whitwells and the Sale Creeks and those teams. And, this year, or this past year, they moved districts and regions around. The region that we have to face now is Trousdale, East Robinson, and Joe Burns. And all three of those teams are capable of making a run each and every year. They have good coaches, good programs, good pitchers. So, again, we're going to be, I hope, battle-tested. So once we get to those region games, our kids, won't shy away from it.
Coach, you talked about the Gulf Shore tournament that's coming up later this month. Good teams that you're going to be facing down there, but being at Gulf Shores is that they're going to get to have a little fun, right?
They do. I was down there warming up last year, watching them warming up, and I kind of walked by one of the catchers, and she kind of looked like a college player, and I said, "What grade are you in?" She said, "I'm a senior." I said, "Where are you going?" She said, "I'm going to Auburn." I said, "Well," so I told my girls, "I don't think we can steal today, girls." But you're facing some elite players. But, yeah, we have a good time. You face some good competition. You played a beautiful park. And, again, we've been able to have some success down there. But it's a time for girls to go play, enjoy it, because it is a long season. I mean, we're with these girls from now to, we hope, the end of May. Each and every day, 3 to 4 hours a day sometimes. So it's a chance to go play, compete, and again, have a little fun.
Well, Coach Jonathan Bush, we appreciate you visiting with us. Best of luck to you and the Gordonsville Tigerettes. I know Randy Jennings, he's excited. Your pitching coach, of course, that's Corey's dad, and I know everybody's excited about Big Blue softball.
Yeah, I'm really lucky, Terry, to have the support or the coaching staff that I have. Me and Randy's been doing this a long time, and he kind of knows a little every aspect of the game, and he's excited, and I'm excited, and I'm kind of ready to get this season going. Well,
best of luck on Monday. It starts for real for all the high school baseball and softball teams. We've been visiting with head coach Jonathan Bush of the Gordonsville Tigerettes, and when we return, we'll talk to Dylan Kleparek about the DeKalb County soccer. As we remind you, you're watching The Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
Do you ever worry about the safety of your home when you leave? Or at night while you're sleeping? Then give your home a professional security makeover with help from DTC Security.
For just $49.99, get a system with a touch keypad, 3 window or door sensors, motion detector, key fob, and standard installation. Don't put off this important decision.
Contact us and start your home's DTC Security Makeover today.
Preston Brothers Construction knows what it takes to get your next building project completed the right way and the way that you want it done. As a licensed, bonded, and insured general contractor serving Woodbury and surrounding counties, you can trust Preston Brothers to put their many years of experience to work for you. For help with the design, construction, or management of your next residential or commercial building project, there's only one team to call: Preston Brothers Construction, 615-563-2885.
From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, H&R Block is ready to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services. You focus on your business, we'll handle the books. Call today to make an appointment with our Carthage, Smithville, or Woodbury office. H&R Block Business Services, helping your business prosper with a unique combination of services, expertise, and convenient locations.
Here's normal internet speed. Here's the gig difference. Average speed, gig. Not enough speed, gig speed. With gig internet from DTC, everything's different. Video streaming is a breeze. Music and photos fly. And gaming gets real. With no data limits. That's the gig difference. Call or visit DTC online and get your gig today.
Here with DeKalb County soccer coach Dylan Kleparek. I know, Coach, when you look at spring sports, I think the guys play in the spring and then the girls play in the fall. I know you put a lot of time and effort with you and your family into making sure that the Tigers and Lady Tigers or Tigerettes, whichever y'all are known as, soccer program is at its best.
Yes, we do. It takes a lot of hard work between the female program in the fall and the male program in the spring. It is pretty much a year-round situation.
Coach, when you look, I think you've been the coach there at DeKalb maybe since the inception of the program. You had these kids from young ages all the way through their senior year of high school. Having dealt with that at Smith County, because I'm the president of T-ball and have been there for 35 years, and then to follow these kids all the way up through Little League and then at the high school level, it's pretty special to be a part of.
Absolutely. Most of the players on my team now are players that I have seen growing up. As little kids, they've grown up with my own kids, and I've got to coach a lot of them in recreational soccer and seen them come up through our middle school program, and it's a real exciting time to have all these kids and families that we know, and we're just a big community.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about the support that you get for the soccer program at DeKalb County. I know a lot of people talk about football and basketball, and you have spring sports. You have the new field. Talk about that and the support that you get.
We have a great community support here in Smithville, in all of DeKalb County, really. We have built our own practice field and built our own game field, and it's been a long, hard process. This is my 21st year coaching. I came in as a brand new teacher and started the soccer program, and to see it grow to where it's at today, it's just it's been a real blessing and a lot of work by our community and a lot of time and effort, and it's still growing too. We still have future plans and future goals, and they named the field after me last year, and they asked me, how much longer you plan on doing this? And I said, well, I just like another 20 years, that's all. So we're just going to keep working and keep building this thing, and enjoy giving these kids opportunities to play a sport that they enjoy doing, and maybe even future opportunities in college and so forth.
Coach, when you started the program, soccer wasn't very big, but it's really grown in popularity in the United States. I mean, you take the Nashville Soccer Club with the new stadium that they have in Nashville after playing where the Titans played for a long time. Soccer has really taken hold, and when you look at a lot of national events that are held there at the Titans Stadium, they've had 50, 60, 70,000 when United States plays another country. Talk about the popularity and how much it's grown not only in the mid-state or in DeKalb County, but really nationwide.
Oh, it's in my span of coaching, it's been night and day in the amount of growth and just popularity and awareness of it. When I first started, very few of the players, their parents had ever even seen a soccer game, much less played soccer and so forth. And now I'm coaching kids who their parents played for me. And so the fan base has changed a lot. But globally, soccer has grown, and definitely within our nation, we've seen probably the fastest growing sport. I don't know the statistics on that, but here in the South, it was always football, baseball, basketball, and I love every sport, and I'm definitely a fan of all three of those. But it's nice to see an opportunity for kids that don't fit into that, and give them an opportunity to play a sport that they enjoy. And I think as the fan base grows and people get to see more games and they start to see and understand how the game goes, it's a pretty exciting sport, and it's something that fans can really get into once they finally understand how the game goes. I like to tell people it's a lot like the last 2 minutes of a basketball game when the game is close, because at any minute someone can score, and that could be the whole game right there. So it's an exciting sport.
Coach, when you was hired 21 years ago, was there a specific need for DeKalb County, and was there a big hunger for soccer in the area?
Well, to be honest with you, I was a football player myself. I played football. I actually started there in Gordonsville, junior pro, because they'd let you start a year younger than they would here in Smithville. And then came to Smithville and played all the way up through and played at MTSU. And when I came back to be a teacher, my goal was to be a football coach, and I coached my first year. And the principal came to me and asked me that spring, said, "Would you start a soccer team for us?" And so I just, was young enough and maybe cocky enough to say I would. And I started a soccer team here 21 years ago. And who knew it turned into this, right? But it's been an adventure, and I think it's a hard time. It's a hard thing to put your mind around when you've done it this long. But seeing the growth is just an amazing thing.
Coach, when you look at the number of players that you include in your program, of course, you play, I guess, the same amount maybe as football does on the field, but still you have to have different players in different positions. And, I know a goalie is always a key integral part of that. Your defense, though, to keep the shots off that goalie are pretty big as well. And to teach a team sport, as you have to do, you have to have kids to buy in, because not everybody can be a goalie. Not everybody can be a goal scorer. Or be the kind of star maybe that they want to be. So really, how good your team is how much everybody buys in to whatever position they play, and playing that position well for the good of the team.
Absolutely. It is definitely a team sport, and finding the players that fit the position is difficult sometimes. But most of my players, I'm blessed that they have played most of their life, so they've had the experience to play the different positions, and they found what fits them and their mentality. Sometimes I have to move a player to maybe a position they're not as familiar with, but that's because they show promise, and I need that position filled. And we're definitely a team-first team. We're all about the team and not about the individual. And, a lot of times people will celebrate the goal scorers, but you have to realize it comes through the other 10 guys before it gets to that goal scorer. And when a ball is missed and it goes in the goal, it wasn't just the goalie's fault. It was every player between, the goal to goal that had to get through to get to them. So we definitely take a team mentality, and we all work together as one unit. I like to say it's a machine, and if all the parts work, then the whole machine works. And if one part doesn't work, then the whole machine fails.
Coach, a lot of teams, your 1-2 punch is your goalie and your strikers. Who's going to be your the big keys for DeKalb County in 2023?
Well, we have 10 seniors this year, and all 10 of them start. We only lost one senior from last season, so we have a very strong lineup. We have good players all over the field. Our goalkeeper is Connor Vance. He's a senior. He's got excellent skills, great range. He can jump and put his shoulders above the crossbar, so he can cover the full goal. And then in the field, we've got players all over that are high quality, 3 senior defenders that are all solid, hard-working guys that worked great together as a group. We have a few special players up front that can score a lot of goals for us. Yair Mata and Miguel Mata and Cameron Miller have all 3 played together since they were 5 or 6 years old. And the 3 of those are just dominant players. They're looking to score on you any chance they can get, and they'll find a way. I've been really impressed with them in their off-season work. They put a lot of work in, and they're really ready to do something special this season.
Coach, soccer, and I never played it, but you got to be in tremendous shape. I don't know how many miles an average player runs. You may know the stat on that, but you don't have slow soccer players that aren't in shape. And I mean, because that's a huge field that you play on, and I know that conditioning is a big part of being a good soccer player.
Absolutely. It's an 80-minute game with no timeouts. We get a 10-minute halftime, and that's about the only time you get to stop running. We have a 5-week conditioning program before we have tryouts. So we'll start the first week of January and start conditioning, just running and doing weight room and things like that and preparing the kids. And then after that 5 weeks, we'll have tryouts and see who makes the team. So you really have to want it, and you really have to stick it out and push hard and be prepared. This year, starting out, we had 54 guys sign up to try out for us. And by the time we got down to actual tryouts, we were down to about 36. So we picked a team of 30 from those 36. So it's a grueling process, and these guys buy in and they give everything they've got, and they're in great shape.
Coach, I know you have to share athletes at every level, and in sharing athletes, they may play football. Of course, they can't play baseball because I guess baseball is going on at the same time. But when you have to share athletes, sometimes you have to be in one kind of shape to play one sport, or you got to be in another kind of shape to play another sport. Do you share a lot of athletes there at DeKalb County High School?
Well, we have in the past have been able to share with basketball and football, and I really like that. I think that's a great thing that players play multiple sports. It keeps the burnout down. They're playing different sports, so they get to change up what they're doing at different times. And each sport adds something to their game, so they get to visualize things a different way, or maybe become more physical by playing football, or just different kinds of coordination. So I really encourage it. I try to get my guys to play as many sports as they're wanting to. This year we have a couple football players on our team, but we didn't get any basketball players this year. So that's what we have for our multi-sport athlete.
Coach, last year 12 wins. You went 8-3 in the district. Unfortunately, your season was cut short by Stone Memorial. Big things expected for the Tigers in 2023. How do you see the district shaping up?
Well, we have a pretty strong district. Our district is divided north and south this season, so because we have 6 teams and playing everyone twice would take up most of our schedule. So we divided north and south. So we have Stone Memorial, Livingston, and Upperman in the north, and we have DeKalb, Cumberland, and White in the south. We play everyone once, and then we play our group the second time. So when the district tournament comes, we're gonna have to face off against the north opponents. But in the regular season, I would see Cumberland County as probably being our biggest rival. They always give us a good game. Coach Cub Whitson up there is an excellent coach. He always has a wrinkle in his pocket that he can throw in there, and I have to make an adjustment for. So he's a quality opponent. In the north, we've got Livingston and Stone Memorial, who are always strong. Upperman is kind of an up-and-coming team. I see them growing more and more each year. As they start drawing in the athletes from Cookville, that's going to make them even stronger. But our district overall, it's a pretty strong group. White County is another one that is kind of an up and coming, that they've changed their coach out a few times, and they're just growing back from that. But Drew there, he is actually building a pretty quality program, and I see them growing and getting better each year. So it makes everyone competitive. If you're not at your best one day, anybody can beat you. So you've got to be ready and prepared for those district matches.
Coach Kleparek, we appreciate you visiting with us here on the Box Score. Best of luck to the DeKalb County Tigers this spring and in the fall, the Lady Tigers, and best of luck. And I know the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in this program, you're to be commended.
Well, thank you so much, and try to make it out to a game.
We've been visiting with Dylan Kleparek, the coach for DeKalb County Soccer. When we return to the Box Score, we'll have some end of the season kind of wrap up stuff as we remind you you're watching the Box Score, brought to you by Carthage Safeway.
From payroll and bookkeeping to expert tax preparation and advice, H&R Block is ready to work for you. For the year-round services you need and the one-on-one attention you deserve, partner with H&R Block Business Services. You focus on your business, we'll handle the books. Call today to make an appointment with our Carthage, Smithville, or Woodbury office. H&R Block Business Services, helping your business prosper with a unique combination of services, expertise, and convenient locations.
Hello, I'm Bruce Daniel. I've lived in Cannon County all my life. For the last 59 years, I've only made it across the highway. I married my wife, Melody, in 1981. We hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with one truck and a couple old borrowed trailers. We found a way to make it. Our employees are the backbone of our company. Some of our team members have been with us for more than 30 years.
Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville is hiring. We have open positions for master, certified, and experienced heavy-duty maintenance techs, maintenance supervisor, entry-level and experienced miners and exploration infill drillers, grade operator, electricians, laboratory and metallurgical technician, senior metallurgist, and more. We offer competitive wages, excellent benefits, PTO, holiday pay, exceptional 401k, and lots more. Make the most of your future and your career. Join the excellent team at Nearstar Middle Tennessee Mines in Gordonsville.
Your trusted friend for all your grocery needs in Smith County is Carthage Safeway, your home-owned and home-operated supermarket. From the delicious USDA steaks in their meat department to the freshest produce around, Carthage Safeway is proud to serve you and your family. Todd and Angela Skurlock and everyone at Carthage Safeway are always there with a friendly smile and a helping hand. Great service, prices, and selection. That's Carthage Safeway, 80 Dixon Springs Highway, Carthage.
Welcome back to the Box Score. Terry Collins along with Jeff Barnes. And, Murphy Fair and I started back in August. You joined us in November, and it still seems like that basketball season has flown by.
It has. And, to me, it just flies every year. And I had to literally sit down this morning and think, the school year is almost over.
Right.
When you get to the spring sports part of the year, and to me, I think it's just absolutely flown. This has flown. I've enjoyed this, and I've enjoyed being here each and every week to the tapings. I love talking sports. Yeah, I love your knowledge of basketball, and it is and also hearing when we get to talk to the coaches, players, and just hearing stories that they tell.
We want to thank our title sponsor, which has been Carthage Safeway. We've got other sponsors that help us throughout the year. You and I have been permitted to go into a lot of different gyms and do ball games, and without our sponsors, that's impossible. We ask you to patronize those people, and if nothing else, pick your phone up, call them, and tell them how much you appreciate them sponsoring DTC TV. Because they have a tremendous expense, but they're the reason we're able to do this. And it's a lot of fun for us to get to watch these high school athletes perform. We may be, if we get some teams out of our area in the state tournament, hopefully we can cover some of those games if we go to the spring fling.
I would love that.
We want you to follow us at www.dtc3.tv and all the social media accounts, which include Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Justin Mullen, always a great job behind the scenes for us, and for Terry Collins and Jeff Barnes for the final time for the 2022-2023 season. Good night.